Hello everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls 3. I am the Orca Theory. Last time we were talking a little bit about religion and about this game's religion. The predominant one is in this game. Not talking about Dark Souls 1, which we've already kind of talked about, not talking about Dark Souls 2, which we've kind of mentioned. But in Dark Souls 3, we're talking about the Cathedral of the Deep. And as I explore kind of the perimeter of the cathedral, start to enter the cathedral, I want to talk a little bit about the beliefs of the Cathedral of the Deep. So, the Cathedral of the Deep believes in an age of dark water, essentially, of an expanding sea. Obviously, in this world, in this current place that we are inhabiting, fire is a predominant ideology. It's something that a lot of people believe in. It's something that a lot of people swear by, is fire. The age of fire, the age of dark being kind of the opposite of fire. The age of deep water is not just the antithesis of those two ideals. It is a complete it's a complete, I'm trying to think of the right word, and the only real thing that I can think about is it's a throwaway. We're rejecting the idea that there is just light and just dark. Instead, there could be something else. There can be an age that washes away the old one. And what would be better for tossing out the ideals of old, the ideals of fire and dark, and that cycle that was touched upon in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2? What would be better to get rid of those than simply water, just washing it all away? Whether or not that is actually what's happening with the Cathedral of the Deep can be up to interpretation, really. I am of the mind, I am of the idea. I believe I went up here, didn't I? I did. That's where I came around. I don't think I went up there, though. So let's go up here. I am of the mind that I did go up there. The Cathedral of the Deep and the practitioners of the Cathedral of the Deep, the many personalities that we will discover here in our adventures within the cathedral, and certainly in Irithyll. These folks are trying to actively stop the fire from being rekindled, and not just let the Age of Dark commence, as are kind of the two canonical endings for Dark Souls 1 and kinda Dark Souls 2, depending on whether or not you're doing the Scholar of the First Sin and what the lore implications of that are. They are trying to wash away the old age and trying to wash away the old beliefs. And so their motivations and their actions in this game can specifically be a repercussion of those actions. And you'll see that. I was searching for his name yesterday because I just had a large brain fart. But Aldrich, the saint of the Cathedral of the Deep, not a deity, but a saint, his entire character design and motif kind of revolves around this sludge, this protruding sludge that just swallows everything up. And while he is not truly water, he most certainly fills that motif quite a bit. I gotta be careful of this archer guy. Great. And you want to be careful of this dude especially. He throws Lloyd's talismans, which will stop you from healing. Which, when you're facing down an archer and a couple of rough ambushes, that can be tough. I don't think I have a bow. No, I don't. Do I have arrows? No, I have throwing knives. I want to see if I can try to bait him out. I have gotten him to fall down here. Whether or not he's going to do it this time. He is, isn't he? Come on. Come on, you want to aim on me, and you can't aim on me from there. Come on, sucker. Damn it. Bombs. This guy's not an issue, but just kind of a pain in the ass. Let's top ourselves off here. So, you know, this centralized location, the actual physical cathedral, is certainly an important part of the beliefs of the Cathedral of the Deep. Here comes this guy. I always forget about him. See you later, sucker. And very, very careful along these ramparts and buttresses. There are a number of ambushes, and I'm gonna try to bait one. There is one up there. I could have sworn there was. Get this guy aggro. So he can do his thing. But what we see here in the game is that these folks here at the Cathedral of the Deep, they are starting to spread around the wider Dark Souls world. And once again, geography and time itself in the Dark Souls world is convoluted. We are told that specifically. But their presence in so many parts of the game, from the Undead Settlement to Irithyll to Boreal Valley, even the profaned capital, which we haven't seen yet, but we will be seeing much later on. They are everywhere. Their items are everywhere. People that are associated with the Church of the Deep, they are everywhere. And so we kind of have to take into account that their actions probably have started us down this path. Because don't forget, the main story of this game is that the fire is dying out. No one's rekindled it. No one's even attempting to interact with it. The Lords of Cinder that are kind of the support systems by which it does get rekindled, they have completely left. They said, see you later, we're going off to do our own thing. The one who was supposed to rekindle the fire is sitting high in Lothric Castle, and just about everything we do is an attempt to go get him. So, you know, what caused all of that to happen? What caused Lothric, the Prince Lothric, to not want to kindle the fire? My guess is the Cathedral of the Deep, and I'm not alone in that assumption. It has been speculated heavily by much wiser, much better people than I, not the least of which being Epic Name Bro, German Spy, Vatividia, all those guys. They have all speculated much of the same thing, that Pontiff Sullivan, who is the preeminent leader of the Cathedral of the Deep, he is most likely the one behind most of these actions. Not all of them. There are certainly other personalities involved here, but he is the most involved amongst all of them. He's the one connecting thread between most of the locations here. So we have to remember that and understand that, and especially as we get closer to Pontiff Sullivan, because we will be meeting him, we will be engaging with him in a very violent capacity. Nice little side area. She's sitting here proselytizing to some followers. There just happens to be some undead hunter charms there. Probably telling them that they need to go out and hunt undead. Probably. If I had to guess anything. I love those kind of little visual cues. These games are known for that stuff. And, little bits of story where there's no business there being any, you know? So, some little detail like that in another story would probably have some conversation, some dialogue. Nope. Just one of the women with a bunch of dudes that are unaggroed. You kill them all and you find out, oh, they're probably just praying. Well, this guy can be a serious issue. So we're gonna bait him out. See if we can, oh, can we get the backstab? Nope. Great. You know, I'm of the mind too that, you know, and there's no direct tying thread between any of these games, between Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne. None at all. Like, there's some speculation, but there's nothing concrete there at all. This is a problem. Let's get out of here. Let's see if we can get some firebombs down there. Yeah. Items are your friend. I find I'm using items way more in this game than I did in any of the previous games. Maybe a couple throwing daggers in Dark Souls 1, but like Dark Souls 2, like other than the life gems, I never used any of those items. Anybody else? Hey, guy. I love this Executioner's Greatsword. Come on. I will do this. I will poke you down. Great. All for a soul of the nameless soldier. just a consumable. We got a couple of things here. Just gotta be careful. So yeah, anyways, there's no direct tying thread between these games. But there are some implications, like what happens if this world of Dark Souls does get ravaged by an age of deep sea? Well, Bloodborne revolves around some true eldritch horrors, and you see here, just as an aside, I have the Undead Hunter Charm, the Lloyd's Talisman on me, so I cannot heal. I could just wait for this to fade off. Bring this guy to aggro. He's gonna do that. Oh, shit! I was completely unprepared for that, even though I did it myself. Oh well. I got plenty of Estus here. So yeah, the Age of Deep Sea bringing about Bloodborne, and then there's some small connections between Bloodborne and Demon Souls. Those are a little bit harder to connect, but you could certainly make the assumption if you wanted to. Let's see if I can try to bait this guy out. I believe there are two in this part here. There he is. Get the combo. 4 swings. My max right now is sitting at 4 swings, so I just have to be very, very careful here. But it takes 4 swings to kill him. Should be all set. See if I can fire another firebomb. Dodge out of the way. I love that side slash R2. So many movesets feature an R2 that's just a stab, and if you charge it up, you are very likely to miss. That's one of the advantages of this Executioner's Greatsword, in my humble opinion. Get a nice view here. We saw the arrows raining down on us from before when we were by the white birch tree. There's actually the Giant's Tower there. Can we actually see him from here? I wonder. Probably not. Oh, you can! He is pixelated as all hell, but you can see him sitting atop that tower there. There's the Undead Settlement. Crossing on down, blah, 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 blah. There's the tower. We came down through the beginning of the Faron Woods, and now we're here, so. Whoa, hey! Where did you come from? What happened? There were 2 of them! Huh. They must have just been traveling around. Not too worried. We are almost done with this little bit of section. So cool. This is one of my favorite areas. Not just for the interconnectivity, but you just explore this area. Top to bottom. There's very, very little of this place that you do not actually see. You always want to be careful of ambushes. I am just gonna open this door before I go over there and mess with that, because that's a fun corner. Best friend Zaibatsu would call that the party corner. I have got to that corner many a time. Oh, that chandelier. We'll go back in there in a sec. Toss a firebomb. Hopefully it'll. Yeah, let's do another. Idiot. Tossing throwing daggers at me. Gotcha. I might want to top off. Let's bring one of these guys out. Let's bring one of them out. Come on. Come at me, bro. Yeah, and there's the trap. Big giant axe wielding dude sitting in the corner. He's not an issue, really. Like, I just got hit by him, but he's not a super issue. Unless you aggro everybody there at once, like this guy. Very, very good. Very, very good. Shaking off some of the rust. Okay. Now we're heading into the actual cathedral. So you get a better shot here of the broken bridge from the undead settlement. When we were brought down from up there and brought down to that top of the buttress over there. I think, not buttress, the tower right there. And then we came down along that side of the wall. That's where the gate was to the undead settlement, and then we made our way through there. Later on in Farron Woods, we will actually be able to, I believe it's right over there. There's an elevator that will bring us up to that location. And there's a couple neat little encounters over there. You can't actually see the dragon. A dragon did break the bridge, but you can't see the design for the dragon right there. Very, very interesting. Most of the locations in this game you can still see Lothar Castle from. It's always behind you. Always waiting for you to get in there. So, very, very cool. Very, very large cathedral. And this gives you a good preview of what's to come. There are a couple giants in this area, one here and then one on the far side. You can see down into the chamber here, and there is a lot of sludge. This sludge will give people a lot of issues. But otherwise, it's a very, very ornately done church. From Software does very, very well with their church interiors, in my humble opinion. Even the parish and the couple of the Anne Orlando locations are just, even for the simplified graphics of 2012, 2011, are just super ornate and very, very detailed. So let's keep going. We have to take a left here, so let's do that. Here we get this guy. I've often speculated what this guy actually is. I'm of the opinion that this is just a chunk of Aldrich, honestly. We see them in a couple different locations for a couple of different reasons. And as we'll find out as we explore this area, Aldrich did come through here. He started off here. This is where the Tomb of Aldrich actually is. And then when he was reawakened to rekindle the fire as part of the Fire Throne process shenanigans, he left, and he just booked it for another location instead of going back to Firelink. Gotta be careful of these traps. Some of these statues will spew out poison. Here we get a couple of these priest figures. There is one over here. Hey, guy. Once you get into an animation like that, you are invincible. That was not the case in Dark Souls 2, which I actually kind of liked. It forced you to be a little bit smarter. Unfortunately, if you were just running through an area just to get to a fog door, you could get heavily damaged at the fog door. Not a lot of fun, so I could see why they took it back out, but I did appreciate the strategy. Oh, and these books. Oh, they still haven't patched in these books things so that things aren't just floating in midair. That's alright. These priest figures are priest-like for the Cathedral of the Deep. Not necessarily priest in the traditional Roman Catholic sense, but... And here we get our first shortcut, so we are gonna engage with this shortcut, because I believe there's also a gate we have to open, and I want to make sure that we do that. I have made this mistake in many a Soulsborne game, where you take the elevator, you activate the elevator, and you go, oh, that's it. Oh, that's not it. You have to actually... I don't think there's anything around this corner. Might be an enemy. No, no enemy. It's safe. So there we get a better look at the Farron Woods. And actually, oh, this is really cool. One of the mechanics for the Farron Woods is dousing the fires of a couple towers. And there, you can actually see one of the towers. Very, very cool that you can see that from there. A couple of nice graphical things. We open this door, and we find ourselves back at the cleansing chapel as if nothing ever happened. Thank God. In the next episode, we'll be digging deeper into the Cathedral of the Deep. There wasn't a whole lot of lore talk today, specifically about items that we found, because I don't think we found really any. But I'm going to spend some time here off camera, seeing if I can farm some items off some enemies. There's not a ton really to farm necessarily. Like you can get like a great axe from the big dudes. I could pick up more of the evangelist set. Not that I really need more. Once you pick up one piece of an item set, you have the entire lore dump right there for you. But I am going to do that off camera. If I find anything of note, I'll just throw it at the beginning of the next episode. But for now, we are all set. So thank you, everybody. I am the Orca Theory. I will see you all in the next episode.